Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a big week, exciting stuff, lots of classic books to talk about today. Doesn't get much more classic than the X-Men. This is X-Men number 5. This is the main core X-Men title these days. This is your time to be an X-fan. If you're an X-Men fan, you're super stoked on all the different things going on. If you're a former X-fan, then you got to get yourself back into it because these books are awesome. If you don't know anything about the X-Men, it's a really, really great time to jump in because you don't have to know all the history and all the characters. Let them tell the story for you. So this is number 5. All the side books are wrapping up their first big story arcs. This is X-Force number 6. That's the one I've been following because I love me some Beast there. Fallen Angel number 6. And New Mutants number 6. Like I say, all these 6th issues round out your first arcs of all these different books. Pick up the first issues of all these different side titles to get the gist of it, or just commit and grab the Black Cat packs of 1 through 6, because that's what the first volume trade paperbacks are going to be. Like I say, great time to be an X-fan. All those books have their own flavor, their own style, great stuff. And Weapon Plus is your giant-sized Man-Thing book of the week, because you guys haven't seen Man-Thing in quite a while. It might almost count as a Wolverine title. Anyway, that rounds out your X stuff for the week. Big week for the Amazing Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man Daily Bugle, sort of a side book to what's going on with the core title right now. Spider-Verse has been just 2 tons of fun. Everybody loved the animated movie. They're kind of going nuts with all this Spider-Verse stuff, showing you all of these other universe Spider-Men and women and pigs. Fun stuff. Scream, Curse of Carnage. It's another Spider book this week, along with Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. Did I mention Spider Pigs? This book is hilarious. One of my favorite characters going all the way back to when I was a kid. Like I always say, if you're looking for something a little lighter, something a little less apocalyptic than your usual stuff, pick up some Peter Porker because that's awesome. Let's talk The End. This is Captain Marvel, The End. This is Deadpool, The End. And this is Doctor Strange, The End. These are sort of one-shots pertaining, of course, to some of your favorite characters. These are the stories of, obviously, their last tale. This is, for example, the end of Doctor Strange. Marvel has been doing these for a little while. You can pick up trade paperbacks for some of the series they've done over the years, or just dive into these current ones they'll be rolling out for the next few weeks. That'll be some cool one-shots. This is the Doctor Strange main title. That's the 2nd issue of the latest incarnation of the Master of the Mystic Arts. They've done a great job with this title. It's one of those things that they've been renumbering and rebooting too much, but if you just sort of ignore the numbering and read some Doctor Strange, it's a great title. The Immortal Hulk. Another one of my favorite books. Another one of the hottest books in comics. It started with these absolutely amazing Alex Ross covers. But it's a really cool and interesting take on the Hulk. This one wraps up volume 6. So like those X books, grab the reprint of the first issue to get the gist of it, or just start picking up those trades and Black Cat packs to catch up to the recent issue, because Immortal Hulk's one of the best books that's around. Avengers number 30. Everybody knows this is one of my favorite titles, and it's a great time to be into this book right now. The last few arcs of this have been really great. Classic Avengers, new Avengers like Ghost Rider. Like I say, tons and tons of fun. Great time to be an Avengers fan. Avengers of the Wasteland is your latest sort of Old Man Logan universe book. Lots of fun stuff there. Ravencroft picks up with all of the other Ravencroft, Ruins of Ravencroft things that have been rolling out the last few weeks. Fun stuff. Jessica Jones back in the Marvel Universe, if you've been missing her while her show has been away. Tarot number 2. Another one of the cooler, more eclectic minis that Marvel has going on. Wraps up your Marvel Universe proper, but there's always more Marvel to talk about, like Conan the Barbarian. Been pitching all of this Conan stuff since he's come back to Marvel. There's quite a few different Conan books going on. This one, of course, takes place in the good old classic Hyborian Age. And Star Wars number 2. continues the awesome Empire Strikes Back era of the core Star Wars title. I loved the last run. I've been loving all the great stuff Marvel's been doing. If you're loving this one like I am, be on the lookout for the next Darth Vader title that launches next week. Great week for the Marvel guys. Very small week for the DC guys, but they're bringing all their A-list top-notch books like Action Comics. Been talking up the awesome job that Bendis has been doing with all of the super books. This, of course, is the core title, the one that started it all. Detective Comics Annual. One of my favorite books this week. You can read more about this one in the newsletter. Love that cover. A couple of stories starring our favorite Alfred Pennyworth. Everybody loves Alfred. If you're one of those people that passes up on annuals, you might want to give this one a try. Just might change your mind. Green Lantern Black Stars from Grant Morrison is your Green Lantern book of the week before they start that one into its own new title. Justice League number 39 from Scott Snyder wraps up the huge arc that guy's been doing with this book. I've been loving Justice League. Much like Avengers, this is a really high point for this title. All your favorite characters taking on all your favorite villains. Every superhero fan should have Justice League on their list, especially right now because it's been really great. Justice League Dark is your Wonder Woman book of the week. Along with last week's 750. If you missed that one, pick up Action Detective and Wonder Woman 750 this week. Suicide Squad number 2, the second issue of the latest incarnation of Harley Quinn's team-up book. And The Terrifics. The Terrifics is one of my favorite titles running these days. It's a great lineup, great stories, great artists. Can't say enough about this one. If it's been flying under your radar, you're missing out on some awesome metamorpho action. Good stuff there. Titans Burning Rage and Dial H for Hero rounds out your DCU proper. And Lost God is your Black Label DC book of the week. All kinds of this cool Black Label stuff going on in a wide range of genres and characters and whatnot. Good stuff there. And a great week for all the other guys too. Been talking up all the awesomeness that the independent publishers have been bringing in the last few weeks. This week everybody's getting back to basics. Here's Frankenstein Undone. That's your Mike Mignola book of the week because you know I never miss an opportunity to talk up anything from the Hellboy verse. Invisible Kingdom is your Burger book of the week. Everybody should have a Dark Horse title on their list because Dark Horse does a huge range of genre and art style and everything else. Everything that's fun in comics goes on over at Dark Horse. And what a week for the Image guys. Monstrous is back. Monstrous, one of the hottest titles in comics, one of the best books in comics. Great stories, great art. This thing's won like 50 Eisners. If you don't know anything about Monstrous, pick up the $1 reprint of the first couple issues, grab that first trade paperback, or just pick up this latest issue. Great stuff. And Sex Criminals, also one of the core titles from Image, is also back after a considerable hiatus. This book is wacky fun. It's sort of twisted. Is it a little science fiction, a little fantasy? Again, pick up that $1 reprint of the first issue or grab that first trade paperback or just dive into this latest story arc. Fun stuff. And Criminal, one of my favorite Image books because it's done by Ed Brubaker, one of the best in the business. Ice Cream Man with this cool Action Comics #1 homage. Everybody loves Ice Cream Man. This is a favorite title here at Black Cat because we love us some cool, quirky horror books. And The Protector is your first issue, gotta have it Image book of the week because there's always a first issue, gotta have it Image book of the week. Red Sonja and Vampirella Meet Betty and Veronica is the latest mashup. I've been talking about what a great era for mashups it is these days. Cross-publisher promotional books like this one. They've been teaming up Betty and Veronica with all kinds of great characters. They've been teaming up Red Sonja and Vampirella with all kinds of great characters. This is, I mean, it's all just right there in the title. You have to be reading this book. If you think it's ridiculous, you're totally right, but it's also a lot better than you think it is. Go Power Rangers is your Boom Studios book of the week because you guys love the MMPR. The TMNT is your IDW book of the week because IDW does a great job with all of the 80s stuff like the Turtles and the Transformers and G.I. Joe. Everybody loves the Turtles. It's a great time to be into that book right now. Rick and Morty is your Oni Press book of the week because the book's just as fun as the show. Quantum and Woody is back from Valiant. You can see this is kind of a theme with the independent guys bringing back some of their cool core titles. If you don't know much about Quantum and Woody, pick up some of those earlier trades. Again, a little quirky, a little wacky, but everybody should have a Valiant book on their list. Get ready for the relaunch of Exo Manowar. And Animosity is your Aftershock book of the week. I love Animosity. This is really cool, dark sci-fi. Aftershock does all kinds of books that are sort of different and unexpected from the things the other publishers do. Not very superhero, but always kind of a, like I say, dark sci-fi, dark fantasy angle. Go to aftershock.com and check out all the cool stuff that they do. And a pretty small week for the all ages, but lots of fun stuff to talk about. This is Star Wars Adventures. Been talking up the great job they've been doing. IDW teaming up with Marvel to do all of the Marvel action stuff, to do Star Wars Adventures. I love Star Wars Adventures. I love all ages stories set in the Star Wars universe. Obviously, that's some Kylo Ren action. You don't get more popular than Kylo Ren these days. DC Superhero Girls 100-page giant is your latest 100-page giant. And of course, this one is all ages and full of packed with fun, exciting action. I love these 100-page giants. Great new stories, awesome reprints, everything you want in a cool, fun read. And last but not least is Shadow of the Batgirl. This is your DC YA graphic novel. The next in a long line of really great books, really popular stuff. Raven's been a big hit, Mira's been a big hit. There's all kinds of these that are out there with the Super Sons, with Green Lantern. Everybody loves Batgirl, so make sure you pick this one up for you or for the younger reader in your life. Big, chunky reading, lots of great art. Like I say, there's all kinds of different ones in this series, so make sure you check those out and pick that up. Lots and lots of great books, so check the shipping list. Make sure you get down to your shop and pick up something super awesome. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com and check out our especially cool Shopify store. Check out the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.